And good morning. It's now just after 7 o'clock, Tuesday, May 25th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome on a Tuesday. Coleman and Company, live, spontaneous, and unrehearsed, and presented today by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And since we don't have a medical professional today as a guest, we will do what we call our Healthy Minute. And that is to remind you that Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital is working with the Wilson County Health Department to meet a critical need in the community, vaccinating eligible individuals for COVID-19. The efforts of VWCH, that's Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital employees, all of whom volunteered outside of their usual jobs, have resulted in over 14,000 vaccinations since February 1, 2021. The hospital is actively working with the state and local health departments to follow a safe, coordinated, and effective means of vaccinating individuals. Support from the Wilson County Sheriff's Department has been vital during this process. In addition to vaccinations administered on site at Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, staff have traveled to Del Webb at Lake Providence Community, Mount Jude Christian Academy, and the Wilson County Jail to administer vaccines to the broader Wilson County community, particularly the vulnerable elderly population and essential workers such as teachers. Additional vaccination sites staffed by hospital employees are currently in development. Now, Scott McCarver, the interim president, says we want the people of Wilson County to know that we're here to help. Distributing 14,000 vaccines is a significant milestone, and we're eager to create new partnerships in the community and continue growing that number. And it began on May 14th. The hospital began administering the COVID-19 vaccine to eligible children ages 12 through 15 years. As long as supplies of vaccines are available, the hospital will continue to vaccinate eligible individuals on a first-come, first-served basis Mondays through Fridays from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. We just want to remind you that hospitals are places of innovation. They're places of learning and exploration. But more than anything, hospitals are really about one thing: community. Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, honored to serve Wilson County and be part of all the great things that are happening here. Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, 1411 Baddour Parkway in Lebanon. Well, let me welcome Jamie Luffman from the city of Mount Jude. He's the fire chief. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Now, you know something. This is Tuesday. Thursday, we have another fire chief. We'll be sitting in that chair, probably.
Which one?
Well, you come from Mount Juliet, and Chris Dowell comes from
the lovely
Lebanon.
and talented Chris Dowell.
But anyway, I thought that'd get you started this morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. We were talking a while ago. What do you mean this isn't rehearsed? We've been in here since 4:30 trying to get this right. No.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah. I was like Tennessee Ernie Ford said about Martha White. Goodness gracious, it's pea-picking good. It's good this morning.
Oh, did you have a meeting last night?
We did. We did have a meeting last night.
We call it the Board of Commissioners. The Board of Commissioners meet on the, the second and fourth?
Every other Monday.
Month. Okay.
That's on one. I know.
Oh, all right.
Yesterday was a double long day. I started off at 7 with time cards and finished up about 8-9 o'clock with a commission meeting. So yesterday was extra innings. I felt like a predator. I'd done double overtime.
That's how it is when you're in showbiz.
Yeah.
What from the meeting last night?
Well, we had a good meeting. It was it's not too awful long. We got some significant things done. One of the things that's been in front of the Board of Commissioners is a opportunity to make a change in City Codes Chapter 4 alcoholic beverages. Working with the ratio. Right now it's a 5-to-1 food to drink ratio, and they're looking to, they deferred last night to get an opportunity to do some negotiating on that right there to kind of help businesses. You know, we're looking for every opportunity to help the local businesses to come out of this. As like I told you, we're starting to head back towards the land of handshake and hugs, and we want to, make sure that everybody, including the businesses, which, City of Mount Juliet's no secret, we're really dependent upon their their success. And so we want to do everything as a city that we can do to assist them in that. And so we're looking at that and looking at other opportunities to keep the business community strong.
Is what you're looking at lowering that?
Yes, lowering that.
Okay.
Yeah, lowering that. When you can't do it here, I saw no alcoholic beverages allowed in here. How do you not radio under the influence? I'll never know. But we'll just move on.
We don't need to keep our listeners too much in the dark, and they don't know what you're talking about unless they've been out here. But under the on-the-air light up on the wall here, right beside the clock, there's a little sign there that says "No alcoholic beverages allowed." Now, there's a story behind that, and let me just share that with
right ahead.
With you well, once upon a time on Sunday nights here, we had a live bluegrass show. Well, part of it was live, and there were people in and out. And when it first started, they, shall we say, took advantage of the opportunity. It didn't say anything about alcohol not being allowed, so they brought a few cans in, and unfortunately for them, they didn't take them with them.
Oh,
and so that caught the attention of station management. So
slight oversight
she
on
set
their
her
part.
foot down immediately and put that sign up there, and it just never has been removed.
Well, the soothing effects of bluegrass are certainly enhanced with the fruit of the vine. So, amen.
But anyway,
Flat and Scruggs
interrupted you.
hanging off the rail. Oh yeah. All right, we're moving on. We also there's also looking at residential planned unit development. Right now, they have a. If you're going to bring in a multifamily structure, they're looking at that it needs to have at least 20 acres. We want to make it 20 acres. They're looking at maybe minimizing that down to 10 acres to try and get some more development in along those lines. That's deferred for 30 days so that they can do some more positive studies on that and see, if 10 acres is where it's at. If it's 10 acres, 15, 5, whatever. So they're going that way. The marquee item.
As fire chief, do you have an opinion on that? You've got an opinion on nearly everything.
Yeah, I got a wink and a nod on just about everything.
That it counts too much sometimes, but I would think sometimes the opinion of the fire chief has a lot to do with it.
Yes, well, it does. I mean, it's an opportunity. We don't build things to burn, obviously, and we go by the latest 2018 International Fire Codes, and so these structures are going to be sprinkled, and Chris will tell you, and I'll tell you, all fire chiefs will tell you, sprinklers are huge. They really do help the fire department. If you could get everything sprinkled, then your fire department will have a better chance at success. And so that's I don't sweat them too awful bad. Plus where we are and as a fire department, of course we're young and everything, but at the end of last year, we got moved from property tax over into general fund. We've got a third station coming on, a commitment for 9 additional firefighters to man that station. And so we're not quite there yet, but we are really darn close to being where we need to be as far as the first stages of being able to properly care for the city. And yeah, I mean, the growth is going to keep going, and it's going to be things that I use when I go before the Board of Commissioners to educate, because my primary job is to let the city manager and the Board of Commissioners know what's the status of their fire department, what the capabilities are, what the limitations are. And so that, as this increases, I bring it to their attention that this puts a load, potential load on the fire department should something go wrong. You just saw this morning, I think, an entire apartment complex burned down in Nashville, and they were on the scene last night about 10 o'clock, and they were still on the scene this morning when I left to come see you. So that's, for Nashville to be on the scene 8 hours with the size and manpower that they have, that's telling.
And I don't think they still know, or do they now know what caused that?
No, sir. They hadn't gotten to that point yet. They were still trying to put out the last of the flames and make the environment tolerable for the inspectors and investigators, excuse me, to get in and try to make that determination. Yeah. But it's difficult when something burns to completion, because a lot of the evidence is going to be, destroyed.
Gone up in flames.
Yeah, vaporized. So it's going to be a challenge to find that out. But getting back to Mount Juliet, yes, this is this is success, this is growth, this is great. But we're in the business of making sure that it's protected.
Okay, with that, I think it's time for us to take a break. Our program is presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:16. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford Lifetime Brake Pad Guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Watching traffic build here on 24 westbound up by Harding Place. All that traffic flow coming in from Rutherford County. It's also building, but it's moving on 40 east through Kingston Springs. Behind it, you got that Dixon County traffic coming towards Nashville. Still looking good right now down 65 here at Trinity Lane. True Friends Moving Company is hiring. Call them today at 240-2811. Online at truefriendsmovingcompany.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. And if you just turned our way, we thank you. Jamie Luffman is here. Jamie's fire chief for the city of Mount Juliet. And twice a month, we try to find out what's happening down there. When Jamie comes, we find out some things we didn't even ask at times.
Tell it all, brother. Tell it all. I wouldn't have told that.
What else from your meeting last night?
Oh, the marquee item was first reading on next year's budget, fiscal year budget. We had a workshop last Monday. It was an enjoyable experience. I never thought I'd ever say that, but it actually was. We've got a wonderful setup of Board of Commissioners, and they were very receptive to what all of the department heads had put together for the upcoming year, the things that we had done to get through COVID, and now getting ready, like I said, coming out on the other side. And so it passed 5-0 with very little discussion. And so we'll go.
So that means your budget's gotten approved.
It's gotten approved on first reading.
Mm-hmm.
Now
it's right.
Yeah, this normally when something gets passed like this, it goes on a consent agenda. When you're talking about the buku dollars that go into this, we're not going to consent. We're gonna give an opportunity for further discussion, and but I don't foresee anything adverse. Everybody was very positive.
Is any increase in taxes?
No.
No.
There is no increase in taxes. Here in about a week, can't remember if it's a week from now or a week after July 1st, when this budget kicks in, we're supposed to have the property assessors coming back to Mount Juliet. And so obviously property has increased in value. And so they'll have to revisit the tax rate then. It's at 0.1664, 16 cents and
that
change.
Will have to be lowered to allow for the increase.
Yeah, leveraged if so, yes.
Yeah. Well, have you got your notice yet?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah. Oh, yes, I do. And Mama said, bring home some boxes. I said, baby, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? No, I'm on my plot to stay.
Well, Stephen Goodall, our assessor property, is supposed to be here in the morning. I'm going to hopefully find out from him what the average increase is. And of course, if you are right there with the average, you shouldn't see any change in your property tax unless they raise the tax rate, which unless the county or the city or either the cities.
I'm not sure if they can do that. I think that's a one time a year they can't do that. Is when the assessor comes.
What happens?
There may be some paperwork that
you've got to if your appraisals are much higher, you've got to lower your tax rate so that you don't bring in any more tax revenue overall. But if some people's property, and Stephen will explain this more tomorrow, I'm sure, but if some people's property has appreciated a lot more than the average, then they can expect a little increase when the tax rate is lowered. But if you're below the average, and you might not have to pay quite as much. But everybody I've talked to says cities and county, we're not going to have any property tax increase this year. So
well, good.
That sounds good. And
I look forward to seeing this. This commission is a different type of commission. They are they're very open and they're transparent, obviously, and they're they go about things with a bright, open mind. And so I look forward to seeing them, address this issue and the results.
Well, as far as your budget for the fire department, has COVID made much change? Did you have to ask for more because of anything that happened in the last fiscal year?
No, sir. No, sir. We were able to, of course, it's along the lines of, it's obviously a medical condition, and that's what we do. It was just, we really didn't see that big of increase in call volume. People were calling for COVID-related illnesses, but, in times past, it's been the flu, it's been pneumonia, it's been, something else. So we didn't see that big of increase in it. We just saw the challenges of being a small fire department and trying to keep our people, healthy and safe. It was a challenge. We had a couple of thin moments there, but everybody was, everybody did what they were supposed to do. We were able to provide them with proper PPE. I'm indebted to Shannon Cooper and Jeremy Hobbs, Joey Cooper, and a whole bunch at Wilson County EMA for their keeping us filled up on masks and gowns and boots and everything that we needed to do the job, and the professional folks that work on the ambulance that we work side by side with, and they would, if we were needed, they used us. If we were not needed, they would, they didn't expose us unnecessarily, and so that's just a good deal.
Yeah. Want to ask this question here. James Maness is your mayor, and haven't heard much. Hadn't heard his name mentioned a lot. Is he sort of low key? He's surely visible at the meetings and expresses himself from time to time, I take it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. James he's been the vice mayor for a couple of terms, and so now that he's sitting in the center seat, he runs a fine meeting. It's a very, like I said, it's the whole budget process, the meetings, everything. It's just a pleasant environment, and he does a fine job. He's not polarizing in an overly positive or overly negative way. He just is a really good elected official, and he's got a lot of compassion, both for the staff and as well as the citizens, visitors, businesses to Mount Juliet. And he's kind of low key.
All right, that I guess that was the big thing last night, really, but voting first reading for your budget and a 5-0 vote, which indicates, we think, that it would probably go when you have the second reading, and you're hoping that that's what's going to happen.
Yes. For the next 2 weeks, I will pray till my knees bleed. Please don't change something. No, it will be fine. I think they did a fine job. I saw the questions during the workshop showed and told me that those elected officials are invested in this. They read the questions that they came up with were they were spot on. They were significant and legitimate questions, and it was a good workshop.
What's this going to mean for your fire department?
It's
going to mean that it's funded sufficiently for the next fiscal year.
That is correct. Yeah.
It's going to mean that you're going to be able to get that station built, and
that is correct. Yes, sir.
With the personnel you need and with the equipment, et cetera, all to have another fire station.
Yes, sir. We had outgrown the property tax, and it was inevitable. The property tax was passed back in 2010. We didn't start writing checks on it until 2013. So we had a nice emergency services fund that we could use as seed money to start that. But
that's all that went for at the time.
that is correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But the way that we have grown and our growth has been, we've been doing two things. We've been trying to keep up and catch up at the same time. And so those things get kind of expensive. And we did outgrow the property tax funding. And Mayor Manis and this Board of Commissioners took it upon themselves to make that one of the first pieces of legislature that they addressed was to move us from sole source funding of property tax into the general fund, and it did. It's booster rockets for the fire department.
The property tax is still going to be there.
Yes.
But it's not going specifically for the fire department anymore.
That is
It's
correct.
just going into the general fund, and you're part of the general fund then.
That's it.
Okay.
So,
All right.
so yes, now in police, parks, public works, and administration, will be. It's just like every other Mayberry RFD. We're in there scrapping for shaking them seat cushions.
All right. Anything else from last night's meeting?
No, nothing
All
from
right.
last night. But if I got a minute, I got
Oh,
a
you
bunch
got
of
5
stuff.
minutes.
Yeah. Oh,
4.5
good.
anyway.
I've got something great coming up on Thursday. If you are a big Charlie Daniels fan, then you're going to love this. Shepherd's Men is doing a 15-mile ruck for Charlie Daniels. They carry 83 pounds to honor each of the years of Charlie Daniels' life.
Yeah,
They
83
better
pounds.
hope I don't live that long. and for celebrating his life and his dedication to supporting veterans' needs while they hike 15 miles from Charlie's final resting place there at Mount Juliet Memorial Gardens to his hometown in Lebanon. I didn't know Charlie was born at Sammy B's, but that's where we're going. We're going to Sammy B's. But
Are you going to carry 83 pounds?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. No. Have you snapped? No.
Oh,
No. What I'm doing, I'm having the our 105-foot ladder truck hoisted up there in front of City Hall, and the men are going to they're going to hike underneath the flag. They're going to come out West Division there at Memorial Gardens and turn north on Mount Juliet Road, go up to Lebanon Road, and then head this way.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll go right under the federal flag, the state flag, and the city flag.
well, I'm glad you mentioned that. We did a program on it the other day. I forgot when, but we talked a lot about this. But this is a special thing, really, in memory of Charlie Daniels.
Yes.
Now, this thing might be a little misleading about Lebanon being Wilson County's his home county. I think that includes Lebanon and Mount Jude, even Watertown.
Right.
We can all claim Charlie.
Yeah, that's true. I remember on the day that he passed, and when they brought him over to Sellers, I had the truck there, hoisted the flag and everything, and everybody was Charlie's brother-in-law, and so everybody knew that I'd been there. And they say, "Do you have any fond memories of Charlie Daniels?" And I said, "No." I said, the man chased me off his tour bus, me and his son off the tour bus with a belt. No, I have so no.
Now, you make
But, yeah.
is that true?
Yeah, but
Well, tell the whole story.
well, I mean, before he moved to Twin Pines, Charlie lived down behind Lakeview Elementary School, down Saundersville Ferry Road, and Charlie Jr. And I played football together in high school and everything. But he was coming up, have the tour buses there and everything, and they were off limits, which mean we got on them every chance we got, and there you are, Miss Hazel. Don't get over the bus. Okay. So, yeah, Miss Hazel and my mom used to bowl together. So I'm sure there was some secrets traded back and forth. Like, he hates it when you make him go get his own switch. Well, thank you very much, Mom.
Well, that's a good story.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not,
No, I do have fond memories of him. My senior year, Charlie's junior year, we played in the first ever Whites Creek Bowl. We played Father Ryan, beat the living daylights out of him. And Charlie rode the bus with us to the football game, sang the national anthem. And we used to go to the volunteer jam. That was, everybody's going to, go out and go to the volunteer jam. And So now I've got some non-radio stories for that, but we'll save that for the 6 p.m. show.
Well, I know about your football exploits. What positions you play?
Well, I tell you this, I was 5'9", 120 pounds. I was on the football team, but I did not play football.
No.
What position did I?
I'm not sure I'm following you totally.
I was the kicker.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I was the kicker. I was on the team, but I didn't play.
Kicked off?
Yep, kicked off, extra points, field goals. Yes, sir.
Okay, but not
Yeah.
punting.
No.
No.
No, it's to them boys.
you're the
Them,
kicker.
no,
All right, we
any
got it.
chance for them boys to come across that line and make a mushmelon out of me? Absolutely not.
I got
We
you.
let
Okay,
Jeff
all
Groves did the punting.
Well, kickers are important.
The heroes are goats. It's a matter of inches.
Yeah. Bob, we don't have time for it, but Bob Dedman had a great story. He says, nobody remembers all the ones I made. They remember the one I missed.
Yeah, that's exactly
Over
right.
That night. But
That's
anyway, we've come to the end of our time.
Can I get you real quick with something?
All right.
All right. May the 27th, I got the Field of Flags there at Robinson Park. Let's see. Tomorrow is Wilson Wednesday with Mayor Hutto at the Chamber. There's also a ribbon cutting at ML Rose Craft Beers and Burgers. Since Coleman won't let you give you a beer up here at the radio show, you can go to ML Rose in Mount Juliet and get your beer. On the 28th, there's a ribbon cutting for Advanced Auto Parts in Providence. Yes, you folks south of the interstate, you got your spark plugs right there outside the door. Mark and his bunch are taking off on Memorial Day. I wonder what that's like. And then June the 4th, here's the big one. 11 a.m., we got a ribbon cutting for Old Friends Senior Dog Sanctuary.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's my home away from home. This old dog is headed that way. But we're going to have a parade from the old facility to the new facility on Nonneville Road. Police cars, fire trucks. All the dogs are going to be in the parade, moved over from the old Moss's florist to the new place there on Nonneville Road.
All right. Well, thank you for being with us.
That's all I got.
Jamie Luffman, Fire Chief, City of Mount Juliet, and that's part one of Coleman and Company, presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. We've got more. Keep it here, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:31. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota, Lampride, quality tractor implements, including cutters, finish mowers, box blades, tillers, and more. 5-year gearbox warranty, extremely durable and well-built. 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. That earlier wreck left us with a little bit of a backup as people rubberneck driving by 40 westbound here at Spence Lane. It's just busy coming through this part of Donaldson this time of the morning up past the airport. Still finishing up an accident out here, 800 block of Bell Road. Belinda Parkway has picked up quite a bit in the Mount Juliet area. Gatlinburg Wine Cellar, home of the world-famous cotton candy wine. Check out their flavors at GatlinburgWineCellar.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
71 degrees all the way.
73 degrees, please.
So what's your perfect degree of comfort? We'll help you find it with professional Rheem HVAC service that'll keep your home comfy year-round, save on energy costs, and may qualify for utility rebates and tax credits. So enjoy a new degree of comfort.
72 degrees, and I'm good to go.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Skies will be mostly sunny today here in the mid-state. Temperatures this afternoon will top out in the low 90s. On Wednesday, showers and storms enter back into the forecast. Highs on Wednesday climb into the upper 80s. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's Look at Your Forecast. I'm meteorologist E.J. Scott.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part two. It's a Tuesday morning. Sean Dozier's made his weekly appearance. And Sean, good morning.
Good morning. It's hard to follow cheek about doing it, but it's great to be here.
Well, you never know what's on his mind, but we find out right quick.
You're right. You're right.
Sean Dozier is Executive Director of Hearthside Senior Living and comes every Tuesday to talk about that wonderful community here in Lebanon, Tennessee at 215 Castlights Avenue North. So, what do you got for us today?
Well, listen, we're rocking and rolling at Hearthside. Got a great summer ahead of us. A lot of activities planned. We're back open, and our residents are out and about. We had a great parade Sunday, drive-by parade with Adoration Hospice. They came by and did a patriotic parade for us, so we really appreciate that. We're planning some outdoor events this summer for our residents. They're ready to get back out and about. So we're doing a lot of things outside, a lot of things outside the community. We're taking them to restaurants now. We're taking them on trips. So we're doing things that we used to do, and they're really enjoying that. So I'm really happy for them, and we're open for business. So if you're interested in assisted living, if you're interested in independent living, we're doing tours all the time. I tell you, did one this weekend, and people are really checking out the opportunities in Wilson County, and we're glad to be a part of that.
Yeah, well, for so many Tuesdays when you would come here, we'd say you're full up. There's no vacancies.
That's right.
In assisted living.
That's right.
And it's because of COVID, I guess, and maybe not as many people came to be there in the last year. So.
Well, we're rebuilding, so to speak. We've got a couple rooms opened up. So if you're interested in we don't have any large rooms available. But we do have some small and maybe one or two medium rooms available. So if you're interested in assisted living, which assisted living is basically just as you say, a helping hand. If you need a little extra help with bathing and dressing, or if you need help with cooking your meals, or you would like more socialization. You're tired of being at home all the time by yourself. You just want to be around people. I think assisted living is a great way to go, and we do have a few rooms available. So if you're interested, call us 615-443-1994. A lot of people even seniors go to websites now. So if you go to our website, it's hearthsideliving.org. You can check out all of our information there, or as we like to say now, just stop by. We'd be glad to give you a tour. You can call ahead or just stop by. We'd be glad to give you a tour of our community. I think you'd be very, very impressed.
Well, one of the things maybe we don't talk about too often, you are locally owned and managed.
We're locally owned and managed. I like to say
all decisions are made right here.
That's right. We're a hometown assisted living. We're a hometown independent living. We're a local community. It was started back in 1994 by local people, and I love our history. I love our where we are right now, and I love where we're going. So I'd love for you to be a part of it if you're interested.
Well, we might talk about the retirement community for just a moment. People are there; it's full, and they're happy.
Yeah, they're happy. They're more than happy. We had a big garage sale this past weekend, so they got to get rid of a lot of their junk in their garage and in their houses. So we sold a lot. We raised a lot of money for our activities department. So I was pleased about that. But they're doing great. We continue to give tours. We continue to add to that waiting list, just to give you a call to say, hey, we've got a house opened up. Would you be interested? Are you ready to move? And we've got several people on that list. We have 2 and 3 bedroom homes. We like to say maintenance-free living, and it's a great place to live in that season of your life where you don't have to worry about maintenance inside or outside.
Yeah.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, even light bulbs.
Even light bulbs, yeah. But it's a great place, and I appreciate our staff over the past year, and I appreciate all of our residents and our families bearing with us. But all in all, things are going strong.
Well, I think there's such a good feeling. I mean, it was kind of persevere.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good
hang
word.
in there, and
that is a good word.
Persevere, endure to the end of this thing, and so we have, and now things are loosening up.
Yeah, we're kind of reaping the benefits of our persevering through that pandemic. Somebody once said, if you survive the pandemic, you have a purpose. So we do have a purpose, and Hearthside has a purpose, and we're there to serve the community. I like to say we're really focused on customer service. We're focused on compassion to our residents and our families, and we're just focused on communication to make sure that our families and our residents know what's going on. So when you're a part of our family, I think you really do feel a part of a larger family, and Hearthside will continue to be a part of this community for many years to come.
Well, I think you do have some wonderful people in leading roles there, but I'm going to do something I don't do very often. I'm going to brag about you a little
What?
bit. this morning. I think that the fact that you're the leader, you've come in here and you kind of set the example. The people copy the person at the top, and I think what
Well, I appreciate that, Coleman. That's very nice of you. That is very. You don't give compliments very often. And I appreciate that.
We pick at each other every once in a while, but you're a pretty good old boy.
Thank you. Well, that is a compliment, and I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you, Coleman. I appreciate
Are we ready
it.
for a hard side?
Well, Clay Sanders, he's with AG and Johnson, and I saw him last week, and he's just a great guy. And I talked to him several times last week. He listens to the radio program, listens to WANT, and a lot of people know Clay. So if you see Clay today, or he may be listening, but if you see Clay, tell him I said hello, and tell him he got the Harsh said hello. You know, every time I do that, somebody will say, like last week, I mentioned someone, and they text me and said, "Hey, I heard you mention me." So folks are listening, and I appreciate them saying that they hear you, number one, and that they hear us talking about Harsh side.
Yeah. Well, that always is kind of we reach the climax whenever we do the Harsh side hello.
Well, have a great week, Coleman, and I appreciate the compliment, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you
next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
No, I won't be here next Tuesday. I'll be on special assignment.
Oh, well, you send us somebody that represents you well. I'm sure they will, whoever it is.
Thank you very much.
Right, have a good time, whatever you're doing. All right. Sean Dozier, Executive Director, Harshside Senior Living, 215 Castle Heights Avenue North. And you can reach him at 615-443-1994. Want to welcome Liz Reese as my guest for part 2. Liz, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. How are you?
I'm doing well. And you?
I'm still here. That's a good thing.
Well, you called me the other day, and I hadn't really thought a whole lot about everything, but what you said was we're open. We hadn't been taking people, but now we are, and you need to tell everybody that. So I guess that's kind of the purpose for you being here this morning. But when you come, there's a lot more to talk about than just
always. You know, I got thousands of things. You know, God has not done anything with my mind, but you know, I am getting older. But
well, Liz, let me just tell everybody with Brooks House, and Brooks House has been here how long now?
Since 2006. That's when we started.
That's, 15 years.
15 years,
something like that. Well, and you've been the director. You've been the mama there
all this
years.
time.
Helped a lot of people kind of get back on the straight and narrow, so to speak. And
I have been a true mama. That's all I can say. You know, the good and the bad and the ugly, it doesn't matter. But they're still my children. You love them, and you love them deeply. And that's what I'm thinking about now. How much these people have meant to me. Yeah. You know, the good and the bad. It's been a challenge. It's been joy, but I wouldn't trade not one day.
Well, what I think one of the good things about this is you're not dependent on the government for funding.
No.
It's an independent entity, and you have a board of directors that oversees what you do. That pretty much approves what you ask for. I
pretty
think.
Much. They're listening this morning.
You've really helped some people over the years, and you've shown tough love.
Yes.
And I'm a very believer in that. But then when we remember that you played basketball for Campbell Band, we know where some of that came.
Yeah, that's where it came from. You know, Coleman, I you know, with this pandemic, I was sitting home, went through a lot of sickness, didn't have COVID, but just a lot of sickness. And it had me time to reflect on, you know, the good, the bad, what I could do, what I did do, and all the support that I had of this community has been phenomenal. And I cannot, I can't stop thinking about that because it was the love, those who pushed me and said, it don't matter if they say no, we'll find a yes, you know. And that was always my motto in life anyway. And so it's been eye-opening. So, but, you know, it's been a journey.
Yeah. Well, what, you didn't take any new residents for a while there, right?
Last year, you know, when it first started, January, February, we were busy trying to remodel the whole facility, you know, getting the rooms where we had new donors, new sponsorships of the bedrooms. And so they got it all decorated and all pretty. March the 15th, I had open house. And everybody, you going to have it? Yeah, why? And they said, it's a pandemic. I said, well, you know, God ain't told me to shut down. So we had a wonderful open house, and all our rooms were beautifully decorated by different organizations in the community. And so on March the 20th, when I got this email, and then I talked to a couple of my director friends in different parts of the state, and they said, Liz, you don't want that to get in your house. And I just went through my house just praying through it. You know, I prayed over the ladies that were there. And so we just made a decision to try to hurry up and get them moved out and not take anybody in until it died down. So I'm thinking of 30 days, 60 days. And it just kept going and going and going. So we had one family in there, and we moved her and her 2 children out in October. And so we didn't put anybody else in. But the strangest thing is that when we did that, we had no applicants. You know, I'm still trying to get applicants. That's why I'm here today. It's for those who are looking for a hand up. I'm not a drug rehab center. I'm not a abuse center. If you running from somebody, I'm going to refer you to Home Safe or to a domestic violence. You know, if you're just getting out of a relationship, I'm there to help you get on your feet. And I think that's a misconception with what we're doing. So we're looking for applicants. We have the applications available. When you do your application, you got to be ready to take a drug screen. If you fail it, you go to the back of the pack. Right. Get yourself together, because, I don't do drugs. One thing I can say, I'm not going to deal with the drunk. I'm not going to deal with drug addicts, and I'm not going to deal with somebody going to lie to me, because I'm there to help you get to where you need to go. And that's just where I'm at. And so it's been a challenge trying to find that right person. So right now we have 2 ladies and 2 children there. And that was a challenge because, I was just crying. I was going up there and I was in an empty house and, don't like being home alone. And so I said, we're just going to do this. And our church has a prayer meeting on a Monday night. And I just prayed about it. And God said, you do what I have ordered you to do. Yeah. Okay. All right. And so, we have 2 fantastic women. Both of them came with jobs, and children are in school and daycare. And it has been a pleasure just dealing with those 2. So maybe I can't fill the house completely up, but I want to get some people in there that want to make a change in their life. They want a job. They want to get their lives back in order. And I'm here to help do that. Now, I'm not 100% like I used to be. So, health issues wise, and I've got to learn how to rest. I've got to learn how to say no. So, but at this point, my assistant Kayla and we chose yesterday as our first day going full swing. And full swing was me sitting there looking at her going, what are we going to do now?
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're going to take a break. Liz Reese from the Brooks House is here. We've got a lot more to talk about on the other side of this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.
And it's 7:47. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $49.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation and safety check too. 1673 West Main. Now in traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. Trying to clear up that earlier crash out here on 40 westbound, just past Spence Lane. There's just so much traffic coming through Donaldson right now. Coming past the airport here on 40 going westbound. 800 block of Bell Road. That wreck is in its clearing stages. Moving around quite a bit down 109 right now in the Wilson County area, headed towards I-40. True Friends Moving Company is hiring. Call them today at 240-2811. They're online at truefriendsmovingcompany.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
At Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, world-class care is a heartbeat away. In fact, we offer the same world-class attention Middle Tennessee has come to rely on from a Vanderbilt Health hospital. Supported by over 200 specialties, an expanded emergency department staffed with Vanderbilt Health physicians 24/7, and greater investments in life-saving technologies and care. It's just one more way we're making healthcare personal.
Well, it's Coleman and Company on a Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us. Let me just mention the spring music series. Try to remind everybody it happens each Thursday for 6 weeks here. And this week, May 27th, Michael Vance Trio will play from 11 to 1 on the First Baptist Church lawn, 227 East Main Street. It's free. You bring a chair, blanket, enjoy the free community event, food trucks on site, canceled in the event of rain. Liz Reese is with us this morning representing the Brooks House, and we've made it through COVID. I mean, everything is not totally hunky-dory yet, but we're seeing the requirement for masks has been loosened. There have been a lot of vaccinations given. We're hearing less and less of people being diagnosed with it. And I think the whole outlook is brighter than it's been for a while.
And we're following CDC guidelines. I want them tested. I am on the board of Vanderbilt here in Wilson County, and I'm going to push for a vaccine. But I can't make anybody get that. But I think it's better to be safe than sorry. But we will have testing. We will work through the Department of Health and trying to get our ladies tested just to make sure.
But what your message this morning is, you've got this, we can call it facility, community, this Brooks House here. It has a purpose. You've helped a lot of people over the years. And you have shown tough love when you had to. You've had certain rules that, you either follow the rules or
my word is next. Everybody knows it. When you hear next out of Liz Reese, you know something.
But I mean, you've had a very successful thing here for about 15 years, and although you're slowing down, you've got a good assistant. You still have an opportunity to help some people.
Yes.
If there's somebody there who would like to avail themselves of what you have to offer. And there's got to be some people out there who
yes, we're reaching out to DCS, we're reaching out to the courts. Of course, I love my police officers that, when they find somebody, they don't mind calling me. It don't matter what time. And, people from different churches trying to refer, everybody thinks you can help someone, or they got a daughter. I prayed with the lady other day. She's 78 years old. She had a 49-year-old daughter, Down syndrome, and she had nowhere to send her. I couldn't take her. She had too many health issues and stuff. And I said, well, let me just work. And I spent a whole day just trying to search where could I find a place that would make this mama feel good and this young lady feel good. That's what I do. If you got a problem, let me help you get it solved. I'm going to reach out. And so I got a call yesterday, so I'm going to call that mother back with some good news today.
Oh, good.
So it's that kind of stuff I like doing. And with the girls, it's just trying to show them. Some of them didn't have the motherly love. Some of them didn't have the instruction of how to do. I had one girl, like, she said, how do you turn a wash machine on? I'm like, oh, Jesus. Okay. But, that's what I'm there for. Is to give them the guidance. And
now, if I told you I didn't know how to turn a wash,
but I'm going to take you to the wash machine. You either going to push it or you going to get in. So but that's
I know how, but I don't do much of that.
But those are the kind of things that I enjoy doing. And getting out, I want to get out into the community again because, it's been a year. Right. And Lord knows I was going stir crazy. I love my home. I love that peace that I had, and I found it. But now I'm ready to get out and to be in the community and try to help other agencies and do the things that's pleasing, that I know is pleasing, and being active in my church. And, I'm just ready to get out and do.
Well, there's got to be some people that still need help. I mean,
yes.
Just because COVID came and we kind of shut down doesn't mean that people's problems all went away.
It's a lot of people think, oh yeah, I'm gonna send this girl because she's the right one, but it's the answering of the right questions. It's finding what's deep in that person. You can look at me and say, oh yeah, she really needs some help, but on the outside, maybe she don't really need some help. Maybe she needs some guidance. There's a difference. And so that's the problem. People are like, I'm a counselor. I can psych see people, I'm like, okay. And you listen to them and they don't answer the right question. Now, how did you get her to open up to you? And my sister will tell you, she says, I have never seen anybody that can talk to people and get them to open up so quickly. I think that's the gift God gave me to open Brooks House in the first place. And I've been very blessed. And you know, being honest, being transparent, and being there. It's the three keys for me to keep Brooks House going. You know, I'm ready to retire. I want to go. And I'm like, where am I going to go?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I want to be there so that I can help those ladies with a hand up. That was my first mission.
Right.
Give them a hand up and not a handout. And, you know, and be honest with them. When they're doing wrong, tell them they're doing wrong. You know, it's nothing like watching somebody do something wrong. You say, I knew it. Well, why didn't you say something about it? And so it's being direct. It's being honest with the people of the community, the people that support us. And we want our donors, we want our community to come back and look. Because a lot of people didn't get to see the renovation. They don't know what we need. And, you know, our needs are not great right now for us donations. We're not taking clothes. You know, we're trying to get supplies built up for cleaning supplies and stuff like that. And, of course, donations. But right now we're going to work with the Operation of Hope. That's to do the financial counseling. We're going to work with Landers Farm to get counseling for our ladies. You know, we are blessed that we are able to give every lady that comes through Brooks House a physical, dental, and vision free. We're not like these halfway houses charging your arm and leg. We want these girls to come in and lay down and let us help you get to where you want to go. I always tell them when you come in, you take 3 days just to rest, because on the fourth day, we finna get busy. And, you know, I don't want your money. You know, I have great donors that support, and what do? They depend on me to make sure that everything is flowing right. And I'm going to be upfront and transparent about that.
You ever had anybody that doubted your sincerity or your care for them?
Yeah, you know, I've had the ladies. I had parents. I had a father one time who says, "There is no way you can change her. She is just out there." And now that young lady is an RN working at St. Thomas. See, and that's another thing. My ladies wind up places that you would never think, and they go, "That's Mama Liz." I got a police call the other day, went to a lady, and I didn't remember her name. And so when the officer came up to me, he said, "Mama, she knows you." I said, "Really?" She's working a big office. When I went in, she said, "Hi, Mama Liz." I remember right that quick. And she said, "I'm working, I've got a good job, I'm just falling through some hard times." Those are the kind of people I know that's going to always remember where I was with them and what I did for them.
Yeah.
And I might not remember the names, but I sure don't forget a face.
Well, what's the best way to get in touch with you? Is it telephone?
Yes, telephone. Our number is 615-444-8882. You know, my cell phone is always available, and that's 615-569-4751. We have a website. It's www.brookshouse.org. And, you know, we're on social media. We try not to stay on social media because, you know, I'm not big on that, except for on my Facebook page. But we have, you know, just contact us. Leave us a message. If we're not there, that means we're out doing something. Leave a message, and we'll call you back. I'll sit and call all day long and listen to your problems and see if I can direct your path. So.
Well, you do have an opportunity. You've got an opportunity available here now that you couldn't do for the last year or so. For those who, we might say, qualify, those who really need some help, you're here to help.
I'm here to help.
Available and as close as a telephone.
That's
I don't know what else we can say here. Hopefully that there's somebody listening that is going to call, or they have some relatives who are going to remind them of what you've
You know, I'm just not. It's like the old saying. I'm not taking your treasure to try to find a treasure in it. I want to take your treasure and make you find the treasure in it. You know, and it's important for families to get involved when they send their family members there. Don't expect us to do everything. You need to get involved to bring that bonding back together. And so that's what we want to do. And we haven't been closed because my sister's been there, and I've been trying to go. We've been putting people in hotels. We bought gas for folks. We've given food. We've been to Heartside to take them pens and diapers for the seniors that need it. We go to the daycares. So we have been working since March. It might not have been every day, but we've been working in our community, helping folks, giving nonprofits gifts so they can give for their silent auctions. You know, we're not getting nothing in return, but they know one thing. If we ask Liz, she's coming through for us.
Yeah.
And that's all I want people to remember.
Well, we're in our last minute here, but it's good to see you. Glad
it's good to
you're
see
doing
you.
as well
You know
as
you, my dear
are.
friend.
But I hope that you can accomplish your mission without going 100 miles an hour. You do need to slow down a little bit.
I am. I'm slowing down. I'm learning to rest. One of my best friends, she said, Liz, if you don't do nothing but take 30 minutes just to lay down. And, then I got all my doctors, and they tell me the same thing. But, you have got to do something. I've got to do something to give me the peace of mind that I have done all that I can do while I'm here. And that's the most important thing. I love Brooks House. It's been my life. I love the people of this community because they have been the joy of my life. And just knowing that what I've done, the works I've done, they don't have to speak for me, but it will be remembered by those who love me.
Right. Well, thanks for being here today. We appreciate it so much.
You're welcome.
That is it for Tuesday. Hope you'll join us tomorrow for the Wednesday edition. Until then, I wish you a terrific day.